And
Both
in
runners
theory,
seeming to be choosing the wait option.
nobody doesn't choose the wait option, let's be fair.
At least not intentionally.
So, a
Looks like
Luca
we're
Frog
off.
start.
Yeah, Luca Frog start. See if the tech rando is kind to them today and we can see some frog flares early.
I hope not. But we do get the glory that is 2 Lucas on the screen at once.
That is a pretty glorious sight. Ignore the paradox, folks. No problems here.
I mean, technically, 4 Lucas on the screen at once if you want to get, technical about it, but yeah. Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So for those not familiar with the randomizer, you start off with 2 characters. You start off with the epic unlocked. Additional progression is gated by other characters or key items. So you're going to see our runners doing a pretty standard opening here. They're going for some retail therapy and doing some shopping, checking out a couple of the more free key item locations, and picking up a few tabs on their way.
Shiny, shiny tabs.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you have Luca in the party, those speed tabs are just so lucrative.
Oof, those techs, however, are very much not. Hypno
I
Wave
missed
and
it.
Leap Slash.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, Hypno Wave has its uses.
Unfortunately,
Two of them.
neither of those are going to clear the Nagaet fight.
This is true.
Bent sword at the snail stop, that's not gonna cheer anyone's day along.
Yeah, they'll be waiting to only pick that up if they have to.
There should be game sound, and you should be able to hear it.
Yeah, it'd be a shame not to get the awesome Chrono Trigger music.
According to my meters, you should be able to hear it. Let me check real quick.
Huh. So I don't think either runner picked up the sword piece there. Looks like we're probably going to get a Lazy Carpenter check pretty shortly. So the Lazy Carpenter is one of the opening free checks that you can get in vanilla. You come talk to the carpenter here. He's too busy drinking soda, so you go back to his house and his wife gets you his tools. Except in the randomizer, they're not tools. They are a random key item. This is also the location of one of the shops. Didn't look like there was anything particularly good in there. Both runners doing this check about the same time. Let's see what we get. Oh, and it's the jerky.
That's a pretty jerky move.
That is a jerky move indeed.
So it does give you a decent bit of equipment.
That it does, yeah. Jerky doesn't lead to progression, but it does unlock. This is where normally you would get the Sunstone, well, the Moonstone before it is fully charged to the Sunstone in vanilla, after it gets stolen from the Sunshrine. And instead of getting the Moonstone back, you get a high-tier piece of equipment.
Let's see so just how high, because it looks like Xelpher's going for it right now. A swallow.
Now we just need a Chrono.
Swallow is not bad, especially this early, but yeah, without someone to wield it.
Yeah, solid weapon gives you that +3 speed boost. Honestly, the speed boost on it's better than the damage. But like you said, without Chrono, doesn't do you a whole lot of good.
Both runners fairly sensibly picking it up, though. Looks like Xelpher's going for some very early checks, maybe a little bit of grinding in the desert.
Yeah, could be a little grinding. He may just run away from these. These are tough fights if you don't have some kind of AoE particularly ice magic. But if you can make it down to the bottom floor of the lair here, there's 6 treasure chests that you can get that are pretty decent tier for this part of the game.
Well, there's the Tobin vest straight out of the gates. That is beautiful.
Yeah. Very nice find, and a black vest.
Some sort
Couple
of
of
barrier,
barriers.
yeah.
Yeah,
Not
that
bad.
was worth. So the tab invest for Luca being another one of those items that grants you, I believe, +2 speed, decent defense for the early game, not amazing, but decent, as well as a 50% damage reduction for fire damage.
Which is going to be fairly limited in its use this early. I think the first thing that uses fire on you is probably Zomball.
Could be him, yeah, but I mean, if he still has it for Son of Sun, it's not awful if you can't find red vests.
True.
Looks like Booz is doing some grinding in Guardia Forest as well as grabbing a couple of shelters.
Nothing wrong with the free shelters. That is the best
Nothing
kill
wrong
Walla.
with those. Yeah, especially considering how insanely expensive those things are.
Yes, so for those who aren't familiar with the randomizer, while shelters and revives are very cheap in the original game, you're not going to get that lucky here.
Yeah, shelter and revive prices have been significantly boosted. I believe it's 1,200 per shelter and 1,000 per revive, while the cost of ethers has gone from 800 to 80, and mid tonics they're pretty cheap. I don't remember what their vanilla cost is, but they're 100 gold in the randomizer. So you'll see a lot of players just really stocking up on ethers. And instead of using shelters in between, they'll just ether up and then keep a stack of mid tonics around as well.
So we did see that the second techs were Slurp Cut and Fire. It does unlock Red Pin. May be useful at some point. Probably do a lot of damage to Yakra.
So red pin, I believe, is fire and leap slash.
I believe so.
So yeah, we may be seeing that come out for Yakra to get some additional damage in. And sadly, neither of our runners found an early full screen clearing tech like Fire 2 or Water 2, so they're having to take down the Nagaets the slow way, one kill at a time.
And
Even slower since they cast slow.
And with what looks like a base sword on Frog, that's painful.
You're not wrong. But hey, we get to see who our third character is.
It's Mal. Okay.
It is.
Mal and Luca, early. I think spirits may have gone up slightly, having seen the bent sword so far. They'll be a little happier now.
Little bit. So of course, depending on what tech she starts with, I mean, this could be pretty powerful.
So a question from chat, is character recruitment in places where you gain vanilla characters in this? Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Your character, you start
wanna...
you start with 2 characters, as you know is fairly normal. You pick up your 3rd at the start of the cathedral, the 4th from Guardian Castle at the end of the cathedral sequence, and then you've got a recruitment in Frog's Burrow in 600 AD, a recruitment at the Datzel Nest at 65 million BC, and a recruitment at Protodome in 2300 AD.
That's right. So at this point, I guess they're probably going to go through Cathedral just to see who the additional character is. Just a hunch on my part. Frequently, if players are happy with their party at this point, they'll just nope out of the back half of Cathedral. They'll come loot the front, grab some chests, grab the power tab, and then just get out. if they're looking for additional characters, you'll frequently see the runners actually finish the cathedral so they can see who the character in Guardia Castle is. And especially considering they need Robo in order to complete Desert, it doesn't hurt to check and see if maybe Robo's at the castle.
I mean, I would definitely come as far as both of the runners have so far, just to get the 4 tabs. But then I'd maybe consider, running away. Because this party isn't terrible. If you get past the squishiness of the characters, you do have Luca and Mal, who are an offensive powerhouse together, and Frog, who is undoubtedly the best healer in the game. It's runnable.
Yeah. It is definitely doable, and you even have some single target damage with, like Red Pin we were talking about earlier, or some of those other moves, though it's not as good as, say, like an Ayla.
Ooh, that was spicy. There's a red vest in the Maga statue room.
Ooh,
tasty.
That'll come in handy. So red vests have several big areas where you can use them. Of course, the biggest one we talked about was Son of Sun. They trivialize that fight.
I still prefer my Maga strat.
I do like that strat.
He really trivializes that fight.
He does. Oh, I think Xelpher is actually skipping right side.
Oof. That's a shame if Son of Sun becomes required.
That is.
We'll have to see.
So, the chests in Cathedral are typically not terribly high tier. So it's a relatively common strategy to kind of run in, loot the left side real quick, because they're fast to get to, and then leave the right side alone. And I guess that's what we saw Xelpher do here. Booz, of course, went and looted the whole cathedral.
I mean, I don't really mind the chests in here. You've got a pretty good chance of getting decent consumables. I get shelters fairly regularly because they appear to be fairly low on the loot list. And given how expensive they are, that can be really handy, especially early in a run.
That's true. And frequently early on you don't have a lot of consumables, so anything you can get is pretty much just a bonus.
Oh hey, look at that, Mal started with ice too.
That was a good find.
That's gonna have an impact.
This fight can be pretty slow if you don't have any kind of AoE tech.
And I've seen a plasma gun and a dream bow, both vastly better weapons than the starting weapons.
Oh yeah.
Carissa
definitely a nice up.
Carissa makes a valid point in chat, not much MP to use it with though, which is probably why you'll have seen both of our runners pick up a whole pile of ethers before going anywhere near a fight.
Oh yeah. That's definitely high up on the shopping list.
And Scarlet Cotton Candy in chat saying, I didn't know it was possible to randomize this game. Well, if you take a look at the command I just put in the chat, you'll get a link to our Discord server, as well as to the download link for the randomizer if you want to take a look for yourself.
Yeah, for sure. And if you want to get in and try this out, we're always happy to get new people playing this game. It's fantastic.
Even though sometimes you end up with people like me.
Well, you take the good with the bad, right?
Yeah. And speaking of me, both of our runners know that there's quite a lot on the line tonight. Because whoever wins this match in the tournament is actually up against me in the next round.
Oh, that's right, I forgot about that. So, you definitely have a vested interest in this particular race.
I could have a mailed interest, you never know.
I should have seen that coming.
Yes, you should, but you didn't have your sight specs on.
I did not. So we got a simultaneous Yakker fights going on. Xelpher's just about to finish his out. Booz is just getting his started.
And I have opened up the prediction in chat. If you want to place your channel points where your mouth is and have a little flutter on who you think is going to win this race, be it Xelpher or Boozewizard, go ahead and throw in your channel points now and you'll find out in about an hour and a half to 2 hours-ish, I'd say.
Probably about right. typical run of this, depending on the seed, you can typically think it'll run about 2 to 2.5 hours. A really good runner running a really generous seed, you can get a sub 2. You end up getting a really mean seed, also known as future force seeds, then it could take a little longer, closer to 3 hours.
Hang on, you can't prove I rolled this seed.
I mean, I think I still have it in chat history.
Darn, my great plan. Yeah, I do have something of a reputation when it comes to rolling seed. They can be interesting. Anyway, our fourth character is the main man himself. It's the best purple boy.
We've got Magus. Magus, of course, is a very strong early character to pick up. He has some very good techs. Most of his techs are either just high-powered or full-screen attacks. He can use every element. His starting gear is really good. His stats are really good, so he does a lot of damage. He tapers off a little bit in the end game just because he doesn't synergize well with anyone else, but he's definitely a strong opener.
He doesn't really synergize with anyone else. Know well about it. Yeah, unfortunately, he's much like me, Magus. He's a bit of a loner. Doesn't play well with others, so no double techs for him.
No dual techs, but you do get some really awesome techs in like Dark Eternal or Omega Flare if you have the right party comp and you've got the right rock. For example, right now, we could, if the Black Rock shows up, actually see a Dark Eternal seed. Those are always fun.
I don't think I've ever seen Dark Eternal.
Dark Eternal is basically Antipode 2 and Dark Matter. It's pretty fun. I think I've only ever had the Black Rock and the Right Keep to use it once, and I basically spammed it for the entire end game because it was just so much fun.
And the Hero Medal.
Ooh. Hero Medal.
Ooh. Leads to a freaky item, I suppose, but it's probably not what you want to see approaching Xenoblade.
Probably. It is progression, though.
I guess. Anyway, speaking about the triple techs, I actually, for I think the first time since I started playing Jets, I unlocked a triple tech in my race last week. Now I've forgotten which one it was. Delta? It was the Chrono, Luca, and Mal one. Delta something.
Delta Strike? There's a Delta Storm and a Delta Strike. I think Delta Storm might be with Frog, Chrono, Luca.
Either way, I got it, and I used it for the banter. Against Inner Larvos. It didn't do much.
Boozewizard is resetting out of Xenon Bridge. He did not want that hero medal.
On the one hand, that is a very fair play. On the other hand, I just saw Xelpher get a hurricane on a bridge fight, so that may be a mistake.
Ozzy drops almost disproportionately good loot.
Oh yeah, the bridge is always shiny. So, Carissa in chat, how do the item-based triple techs work in this? Exactly the same as they do in vanilla. You get a rock, and you can use it as long as you equip it to 23 characters. The rocks may not necessarily be where you expect them to, I think.
Yeah, so the rocks in this game are not fully randomized. There are 5 rocks, and they are shuffled among rock locations. So anywhere that you would get a rock in vanilla, you will get a rock in this, but it could be any one of the 5. Yeah, so you are guaranteed to be able to get all of them if you take the right paths. Yeah, of course, if you do an Ocean Palace run to kill Lavos, one of the rocks is in Black Omen, so you'll probably be missing that one.
But you have the rock on the Danadoro Mountains, you have the rock in Kajar, I think, from the new in 12,000.
It's from the Koyozo novel.
That's it, yeah.
In there. There's also the one in Giant's Claw.
I always forget Giant's Claw exists.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where the fifth rock is, and I just don't remember.
I'm sure someone in chat will tell us. They seem like good people.
They do. They're great at keeping me honest, for sure. But yeah, while we're having discussions of rocks, Xelpher is finishing off Zombor, and Boozewizard is making his way through Hecarim's cave. Ooh, magic wall and life 2.
Life 2 can definitely come in handy.
Ken, one of the big benefits to Magus this early, whereas your other characters are not going to be able to learn techs past tech number 3 until they can unlock magic at Specchio. Magus doesn't have that restriction. He is one of the characters that can just keep on learning techs.
However, it does look like Magus did not come with a screen clear. I believe that was Dark Bomb that just got used. Which, while it is AoE, it's not exactly what you want to see in an AoE attack.
Yeah, it's one of those limited area AoEs that does some decent damage and is decently mana efficient compared to, you know, some of his other spells, but not full screen.
Well, everybody's favourite Robo Friend has been located, but not picked up.
Ooh, Prism Shard.
Prism Shard for the Hero Medal, and they started with Marl. That is a check that's open to them.
That is a check. This would be one heck of a quest chain. So Hero Medal unlocks the left chest in Frog's Burrow. That is one of the key item locations. By getting the Prism Shard and having Marl in the party, that unlocks the King's Trial in 1000 AD. You head to 600 AD, you talk to the King there, you trigger the little sequence where he talks about storing the Rainbow Shell in the treasury, making it a national treasure, you know, for generations to come, and then go back to 1000 for the trial scene where Yakura the 13th is trying to frame the king for stealing the Rainbow Shell. That is one key item, and it also unlocks a second one later if you have the Sunstone. So if this does end up being necessary, then it's, you know, one fetch quest leading to another fetch quest, potentially leading to another fetch quest.
And more importantly, it's a fetch quest that Xelpher knows about, and Boozewizard does not, because he didn't pick up the Hero Medal.
This is true.
Alright.
That could come back to bite him.
Question in chat. So what exactly is randomized? So, where to begin? Characters and locations you find them at are randomized among the locations. Key items are randomized across a whole bunch of locations. Enemy drops and charmed items are randomized based on tiers. So the less common an enemy, the better things it's going to drop, basically. Chests, very much the same. The harder the chest is to access, the better stuff it will have in it, but it's randomized. The tech learn order is randomized, however each character will only have their original 8 techs, because you have no idea how janky it would look for someone like Chrono to cast Flare. It's not a good. Have I missed anything?
Sealed chests are also randomized.
Okay.
We talked earlier that the rock locations are shuffled. There are a few fun ones with the mid-bosses that come into play where certain things are randomized with them. I think that about covers it.
Cool. And yeah, if you've not seen this rando before, I'm aware that we're streaming at a time we don't normally stream at, so some of you may be new here. Feel free to ask any question you've got in the chat. We will try our best to answer them, and if we can't, we will point you at someone who can.
Another question in chat about dual techs. Yes, so dual techs still use their vanilla vanilla components, and they are learned by winning one battle after you learn the tech. That is correct.
No, not quite. They're learned the same battle as you learn the tech, assuming both characters are present and alive at the end.
You're right.
However, if both characters aren't in the party, but have their techs the first battle they win in the party together, then yes, one battle after and they will learn the tech. That's quite correct.
Yeah, so they have to fight a battle in the same, at the same time to get that tech. Thank you.
So we have one Hecaran down and one Hecaran coming up. Let's see what Boozewizard gets for his troubles. Hecaran's Cave gives the Toma's Pop.
Toa's Pop. So Hecaran himself does not give a key item. If you beat Hecaran, you head over to Luca's house, talk to Tabin, and grab a key item from him. In this case, Toma's Pop opens the Giant's Claw dungeon,
which lets you fight the Rustarano for another key item.
This is true.
Of course, there are other things you can acquire from Tabin. I know there's an item when you reforge the Masamune. We'll have a piece of equipment ready for you. Trying to think what other triggers there are.
He offers another piece when you charge the Sunstone.
Okay.
So if you're ever playing this randomizer and you don't get to do the Hecaran Cave check until really late, and you go to Tabin, and instead of giving you a key item, he hands you, I don't know, a time hat or something, just keep on talking to him. He'll eventually get around to giving you the key item. It probably just means that you triggered one of his other events to give you just a piece of loot.
However, a little bird tells me that that may be fixed in the next version.
This is true. That is going to be fixed. The key item will take precedence, and you will get that first. Looks like Booz is doing some shopping.
And Hecaran is down for Xelpher, who will now also...
down.
Yep, here comes another refreshing beverage. Oh, look at that. 6 power tabs, and nobody in these parties I'd consider giving them to.
Yep. I mean, if you had to give power tabs to someone, maybe Magus, he would be your strongest attacker, but I mean, you typically don't use Magus for auto attacks as the game goes on.
No, typically you don't use... Like, these are the 3 characters you don't use for auto attacks as the game goes on. Any of the other 4 have a purpose with auto attacks, but not these ones.
Yeah, that is correct in chat. Luca and Marl, their damage is based on hit rating, so power tabs do absolutely nothing for them.
No, that's not fair. They make them feel much better about themselves.
This is true.
Now,
you know what? That's it. From now on, I'm feeding my power tabs to Luca.
You say that, Chris. There are very good reasons to give Luca more physical damage. Okay, there is a very good reason to give Luca more physical damage, and that reason is the Wonder Shot.
Oh, Wonder Shot. Everybody else loves you. I consistently roll, 81 damage every time. Now, Wonder Shot is an amazing weapon, and if it, procs well for you, it does a ton of damage. I just never seem to get lucky with it. I'll 8 times in a row, I'll roll minimum damage on the thing, and then a couple of, mediocre shots. I rarely ever see the big hits.
I remember a very fun, I think I was talking about this at the weekend, a very fun run I had fairly recently where I had 3 Berserkers, and I had something silly like the Slasher 2, the Wonder Shot, and the Valkyrie equipped on my party. And there were fights where I would just put the Berserkers on, go make a drink.
Ah, that's great.
Meanwhile,
letting the AI fight itself.
Meanwhile, while we've been memeing away in chat, Boozewizard is attempting Xenon Bridge, and Xelpher is heading up the Denadoro Mountains.
Oh, thank you for getting the hero medal clicked for me. I totally missed that.
You know, I hear mountains are nice, but it would be nice if we got some confirmation on that.
No, we may just have to poll the audience. Assuming the audience is a Killwalla.
What do we think, chat? Are mountains nice? And is this, in fact, the life?
Man, you're nosy.
Wow, we're trying to interact with our lovely viewers. Xelpher making the water trick look easy.
Oh yeah, good skip.
And here's our friend.
Yep, chat was right. Mountains are indeed nice.
Indeed they are.
Yeah, Xelpher just tearing through Denadoro. Tabs are not shuffled, so tab locations are anywhere you get a tab in vanilla, you get the same tab here. However, some of the later tier enemies do have a chance to drop or have tabs in their charm tables.
Which you love to see.
Oh, you love to see it, especially speed tabs. If you can find farmable speed tabs, that's just the life.
So, there we go. A little bit of proof there. The silver rock coming on the Denadoro Mountains for Xelpher.
I believe that is the vanilla location of the gold rock.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, I think it's the gold rock. I believe the gold rock gives you the Grand Dream Tech.
Meanwhile, looks like the prediction is going quite strong in chat. Fairly balanced as well. 53% of the channel points submitted, backing Boozewizard to Xelpher's 47%. You've still got a bit more time to get your bets in if you wish.
Yeah, this is certainly shaping up to be a good race. Xelpher using Hypno Wave to good effect. So if you manage to put the brothers to sleep here, then they will not do their X-Strike counterattack. You can also use Provoke from Marl, or really any status effect that removes control from the enemy. But Hypno Wave here being a particularly strong one.
Which, aside from stopping you taking, mass amounts of damage from the counters, because they add up, it saves a lot of time, because the animation for that X-Strike counter is not a short one.
Yeah, even worse if you do some kind of a dual tech and you have both of them counter, and you get the X-Strike counter and then the whirling counter at the same time.
It's pretty grim. Oh, we have a new, everybody! A new has been sighted. The run is blessed.
Oh, sighted and being fought.
Don't kill the new.
They are good tech points, though I'm not sure if he really needs tech points right now, seeing as he hasn't unlocked magic yet for either Marl or Luca.
Though that new cannot kill him, because it does appear to only be doing one. Take your HP down to 1. I think.
Never actually fought him. I'm not sure, he may have an attack that can.
So I don't know the answer to that one, do you, Angro?
The sealed chests?
Yes.
So the items in sealed chests have also been randomized. However, the way that sealed chests work in vanilla, where you can power them up in 600 and then collect the item in 1000 and then like the better item in 1000 and then go pick up the regular item in 600, does not work that way anymore. The sealed chests have now been split out. They are separate chests entirely. So you can go pick up a chest in 600, pick up the corresponding chest in 1000. There's no power-up message, you just get the item. And they are different items, completely unrelated across the time periods.
The news back again? And
Huh.
he really wants a butt whooping today.
Yeah, no kidding.
Meanwhile, Massa and Mune are down for Xelpher. Let's see what the Denadora Mountains yield, shall we? And a red vest as a drop.
Vest.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's a nice drop. Looks like Booz is also on his way to Denadora.
Which will bring our runners roughly back together. I believe they will have done the same checks.
I believe you're right.
Robo's ribbon.
Ooh, Robo's ribbon. So that means that our progression is locked in Giant's Claw
Or the trial.
the trial.
That's unpleasant.
That is. Oh man, which one would I want to do now?
So I would 100% be doing the trial right now. At the moment I wouldn't feel like I had the DPS for the DPS check that the Rusturano is. Whereas there are 6 quite nice high tier chests in Guardia Castle, which I wouldn't mind getting my grubby loot goblin mitts on.
This is true, however, at this point, I want to say Booz for sure has at least 2 red vests and a Tabin vest. So the Tyranno's fire attack actually wouldn't be terribly devastating.
It wouldn't, but it would be a longer fight. For me, it would be better to go
True.
back there when I have something a little more punchy. I'd be hoping for magic from the trial. However, it looks like Xelpher is disagreeing with me.
Yeah, I don't know if either one of these would be an ideal check. They both take a little bit of time, and of course, like I said, they're a little low level for a quick kill in Giant's Claw.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even so much the level as much as the lack of tech. Not having magic is going to really start hurting soon.
Oh yeah, it hurts to waste tech points.
But I did roll a seed, so, you know, I warned them.
I'm sure they had some time to mentally prepare for this.
Oh, another case of mountains being very nice.
I miss the mountains. I really do.
We don't have many here. We have hills, but nothing you'd really call a mountain.
Yeah, I moved out to the Midwestern US and there's just... it's flat, far as the eye can see.
That said, I live near, for anyone who knows UK geography, I live near Sheffield. And there are hills in there that will make you think they are mountains. It's not a fun place to walk in, unfortunately, that city.
So, this fight is always horrible. These lizard dactyl things are really fast, so unless you have a fast party, it just takes time as they all get to cycle through beating on you for a while. And they're not even particularly worth fighting. And Booz just starting his Massa and Mune fight. Xelpher taking the plunge after the cat.
So, if you're enjoying the content so far, definitely hop on to our Discord and download the Randomizer program for yourself if you want to give it a crack. And I strongly recommend that because it is a lot of fun. There are multiple different game modes and flag sets you can use, and there's some big changes coming fairly soon. After this tournament, in fact.
We've got the White Rock in Giant's Claw.
That rocks.
It does rock.
It doesn't roll though. Bit too pointy.
Well, how do you know? You haven't tried.
It's too pointy. Anyway, also if you're enjoying watching the run, you can go ahead and follow our runners, who are Xelpher's going for some rubble action. This should be interesting.
Yeah.
Good party to do it with, though, in my opinion. But both of these runners do stream quite a lot of Jets of Time. And if you're, I don't know, some weird person who's enjoying the puns, the memes, and the banter in the commentary right now, why not give us a follow as well? I stream a lot of Jets of Time. Angarel streams occasionally.
Once in a rare while. As good a chance of any as it being Jets of Time.
And of course, definitely follow the Randomizer channels, because we do quite a lot of the old Jets on here at the moment. We have another race in the tournament coming up on Friday at 7 PM Eastern Time. That'll be between SP Ridley and Rasta Cecil, who just so happens to be the dev of this randomizer. Check that out.
So I think Xelpher may have been making use of what I believe is a vanilla issue where, and I have not verified this myself, but I'm told that if you pick up, or if you get a tech, then you essentially get double tech points on that turn.
You
so
do.
The rubbles being worth 50 tech points, if it works out for you, you can actually get 100 tech points. And Xelpher did learn Fire 2 off of that rubble, which means he
Antipode
probably
2.
got himself a nice boost. Well, it was Magus Fire 2, sadly.
Oh. Why you gotta ruin my hopes and dreams like that, man?
It's a free service I offer.
You know, I would have been fine on my own. You didn't have to come tonight.
I wouldn't miss it for the world. Oof, it got me out of work.
Marl taking a nap for Boozewizard. That's unfortunate.
Masa and Mune, the combined fight, they can hit pretty hard.
They can, especially if they go into your their counter phase and you don't have a Chrono. Anyway, going back really quick to upcoming streams. On Sunday night, every week at 7 PM Eastern Time, we have our weekly race, which should be a fun one this week. I've had a sneak peek at the flag set, and it's going to be very interesting. So definitely come along to check that out.
Yeah, that should be a good run. Do we have this is a 2-person run or a 4-person run?
It is a however many people sign up run.
Fair point.
A little bit early in the week for that to be certain yet.
That's fair. And Marl goes down again.
She's really tired, bless her. It's been a long day.
As the counterattack phase is the perfect time to pick her back up and heal her, though, while there's an attack break. So it looks like Booz may just be buffing up with his 2 remaining characters.
Yes, indeed. Hit it.
I do.
Yay.
Pain.
That is the usual reaction to my jokes, yes. And Restaurant down for Xelpher. Fairly painless.
Yeah, he made quick work of that fight, faster than I thought he was going to be able to.
Luca on 6 HP for Booz. This is not good.
Ooh.
And the pendant. Looks like Giant's Claw was in fact the play.
There's our progression.
However, that does mean that's a little while longer before getting magic, because they have to not only do Chrono's Trial, without a dedicated physical attacker, I should point out, they also have to do the factory.
Yep. These are, the seeds where you get late magic are always a little rough.
Boozewizard, meanwhile, taking down Massa and Mune, and will probably be very disappointed to figure out what he just spent a bunch of time trying to get.
Yeah, this was the Robo Ribbon.
It was
Oh, thank you.
indeed.
So Robo Ribbon is actually a pretty good accessory. In the vanilla game, you go beat Genodome, and when you get the ribbon, you get Atropo's ribbon. You gain +3 speed, you gain some, I think it's magic defense, I don't remember for sure, and it's just some flavor text. You don't actually get a physical item. However, in the randomizer, Robo's ribbon is a physical item that gives you the permanent sight, if equipped as an accessory, gives you permanent sight scope, barrier, and sunshades. So 25% damage increase, 1/3 reduction to incoming magical damage, and the sight scope ability. It's a pretty nice accessory.
Oof. It looks like Boozewizard following my thought pattern, going for the Prism Shard check, which we now know is probably not the play, unless it happens to be the gate key.
Oh man, that would be some interesting route divergence if this ends up being the gate key.
It would indeed.
So Pendant, for those watching, offers access to the future through Chrono's trial. Gate Key offers access to End of Time and 65 million BC. So you go over to Medina Village, you walk up to the closet, talk to it, and you get sent back to prehistory. If you re-enter the portal in Mystic Mountain, that will send you to the End of Time, as well as prehistory access, giving you both Reptite Lair for a key item and Dactyl Nest as an option for another character.
Plus Chrono Lair for progression towards a go mode in the Ocean Power, but you need the Dreamstone for that.
Right, if you have the Dreamstone, that lets you open up the left-hand side of Tyranno Lair that can get you to 12,000 BC.
Yes, the Epoch does follow you when you take the gate, but you do have to fight your way to the bottom of the screen on the mountain. I'm a fan of what I'm pretty sure is a fairly quicker route. If you're going to take the gate key to go to prehistory and pick up magic by the End of Time there, instead of going back to Mystic Mountain through the portals at the End of Time, you go back to 1000 AD. And the Epoch's just waiting for you there, and you can fly to prehistory. It skips a couple of battles. Sometimes it's all about the little optimization.
It is. So we've got one player going through a trial and one breaking out of prison.
I had a feeling that tonight there was going to be a jailbreak somewhere in this town.
Somewhere. And we get to watch it live right here.
I should stop before we get DCM made.
I obviously missed the reference.
It's a song.
Oh. Yeah, that would be why.
Oh boy. He just can't get the staff these days.
No.
So I did learn watching the weekly race of the weekend. There's actually a third way to get to the End of Time that I didn't know about. But it's a method that nobody will ever want to take unless they are very, very desperate.
Really?
Yes, you have to defeat Magus. And if you go back into the portal that you come out of after defeating Magus, in Antiquity in 12,000 BC, that will take you to the End of Time.
Ah, today I learned.
However, it requires Magus's castle, and that's a nope.
Yeah, Magus's castle without magic. That is pretty terrible.
The Gate 2300, the only one that is accessible to my knowledge, is the one that you're about to see on Xelpher's screen any moment now, as he picks up another red vest, so that's 2 heading out to the future.
That is good.
Yes, you require the pendant, which lets you do Chrono's trial sequence, which brings you to this gate here, and will take you to the future.
And then if you try and hop back in this gate from the other side, it will just take you back to this clearing. In
Not
the
true.
vanilla game, this clearing...
That is not entirely true, because I tried that one time because I wanted that pendant gem. And apparently, because I'd already unlocked the end of time via the gate key, it took me to the end of time.
So if our runners right now... Oh, and I missed what...
Hello?
got over on his side.
Forget that, I just saw the treasures in that first treasure room of a gold earring and a rainbow helm. That's not bad. Yeah, I unfortunately also missed the egg. Okay.
Oh.
We have a potential Chrono Trigger sighting. So,
That could come into play.
Yeah, we may actually need both of these checks, both Giant's Claw and the King's Trial.
So the Chrono Trigger is one piece of one of the Go modes. The Go mode through Black Omen requires future access via the pendant, and then you need the clone and the Chrono Trigger to do the Death Peak sequence.
Which then summons the Black Omen, and because for this tournament we're running with the Z flag on, that means Zeal 2 is an alternate final boss. So once you've summoned the Black Omen, you make your way through there via the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of boss orbs, among other enemies. And eventually you get to Zeal 2 and that's you done.
This would be an interesting Zeal 2 party.
This would be a terrifying Zeal 2 party. There's very little physical defense on the girls.
Very little, but you get the good music.
Yeah, that's true.
Magus in your party for the Zeal 2 fight gets you an alternate song played. It's Magus's theme, I believe, gets played instead of the normal boss battle music. Oh, finding Ayla.
I feel like Magus's time may have come on Xelpher's screen.
I think you might not be wrong.
Xelpher? No?
That was an interesting choice.
Buddy?
Is he paralyzed with indecision?
Maybe he's face-palming over that decision he just took, who knows?
Huh.
Or maybe his controller disconnected.
That is also possible. So,
that's unfortunate.
Luca with Flare and Fire 2 is one of the strongest damage
no!
characters.
Oh, that is very unfortunate for Xelpher.
Did he soft lock?
I don't know.
Well, we'll have to remember and ask him about that after the run.
Definitely. That's awful. Because that's a lot of time. Yeah, maybe the game's soft. Maybe the game's soft lock in outrage about swapping out Luca for Ayla. You hate to see it though.
Very, very strong. Ayla is also very strong, and together you have access to Blaze Kick, which is arguably the strongest single target dual tech in the game.
No, it's not permanent.
Two of them. Oh yeah, swapping is not permanent. You can swap out characters whenever. Well, not completely whenever, but just about.
Yeah, pretty much any time you're not in a battle, I think.
Yeah, when you're not in a battle, and there are certain areas where character swapping is locked off, like in the prison here, you can't swap characters.
Which makes sense. But, you know, you're alone.
Yeah.
Though I always find it highly amusing that if you have more than 3 characters and you open the menu in here, you do see whichever characters weren't in your party when you came in. And they're in positions that makes them look like they're in your party, but they're not.
Which also made trying to auto-track characters for this part very, very complicated. Indeed.
For those who don't know, Angarel here is the mastermind behind the auto-tracker for a few randomizers, this one included.
It's a hobby.
Any issues with the auto tracker? Insult him.
Please, take special requests for insults. It's just so painful that he has to go all the way back through the prison break sequence again.
It is.
Probably not terribly happy about that. He's fast though. He's already basically through it.
And the thing is, Boozewizard is being slowed down a lot here by Xelpher85, whereas Xelpher would be in the roster. So he won't know this, but he's probably still ahead, I would say, just about.
Yeah, slightly. Actually, yeah, pretty much definitely, because Booz is just finishing off Xelpher. He still has to go do the whole Giant's Claw and prison sequence, so I'd say Xelpher's about an inch ahead right now. Unless he has to then go back later and get that Chrono trigger.
Which, without the gate
yeah.
key, is distinctly possible right now.
This is true.
Or the bent hilt.
So in chat saying that at this point Chrono's locked in slot 1, so the other two characters get removed and everything else gets ignored. That's exactly what happens. Your characters in slots 2 and 3 get moved off to some sort of temporary storage area, and everyone else just kind of stays where they are.
I like to imagine they go to the same place as all the items do. When you're doing things like multi-parties in other games. You know, the dimensional pockets.
Yeah, not much air in a bag of holding these days, but I guess you could stick the rest of the characters in there.
If it fits, they sit. Wait, that only works for cats. So that would probably work for Ayla.
It might. And down goes Dragon Tank again.
Now, I believe we did see Boozewizard pour out the pop onto the grave, so... Heading straight from the Trial of the Dragon's Claw. Giant's Claw. Why did I think it was a Dragon's Claw? Oh well.
Close enough. Isn't that a weapon in FF6?
It's a weapon in many games. Okay, so everybody send Xelpher your energy to not do whatever he did about 10 minutes ago.
So, to not soft lock, or to not swap out Luca for Ayla?
Yes.
Or both?
Yes.
Alright, you know, I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention when he got these sealed chests the first time, or chests in the sealed doors, so...
I told you about them and everything.
Oh man. Rainbow Helm, you mentioned the gold earring, I know that's a good find.
A very good find considering Ayla's coming. Oh boy, here we go. The question in chat. What's the reason neither of them have been using Frog?
I'll let you handle this one.
Frog is very good at one thing and very mediocre at everything else. He is the best healer you will ever get. Everything else he can do right now is kinda sus.
Yeah, so Frog is a little bit gear dependent to begin with. His high-end weapons, unless you go and get the fully unlocked Masamune, which is pretty situational, locked behind getting the sword fragments, getting the reforge, getting the tools, all of his swords are not that great, so his attack power is not terribly high. His best single target tech would be Leap Slash, which is pretty early in the tech list and not super strong. So you really, if you want big single target damage, you're going to go with like Ayla, or Chrono with Confuse. If you want big multi-target damage, Frog isn't terrible with something like Ice Water or Glacier, but technically, like Marl and Luca will do that better with Antipode. So while Frog isn't necessarily a bad character, most things you would want to do aside from healing, other combinations will accomplish that better.
For example, Cambo mentions Frog Squash, which can be a very useful ability for one particular strategy in the Ocean Palace to deal with those annoying scouter enemies. However, Frog doesn't naturally have the speed for that, whereas Ayla's Dino Tail, which does the same effect, Ayla has the zoomies. So yeah, like Angrel said, it's pretty much a case of, other than the heal spell itself, everything Frog can do, someone else can do better. They can do anything better than Frog.
Yeah, which is a real shame, because, I mean, Frog is a pretty beloved character, and I'd love to see him played more, but if you're going for just raw damage, he probably isn't your top choice.
Alright, Xelpher making it past whatever troubled him last time. Still swapping Ayla for Luca, which no. Especially not here. Although, I mean, if Luca doesn't have any AoE attacks yet, then maybe, but still no.
Yeah.
But into the factory, this unlocks the gate at the back of Protodome to get the end of time, as I think you previously mentioned. Which means Xelpher will finally be able to get more than 3 techs on Marl and Luca and Frog if he chooses to.
White Veil, that's a good find.
Of course, there is another lesser known benefit to getting magic on those characters that require it from Specchio. That is, if you haven't learned your first 3 techs yet, you automatically learn them upon learning a magic.
Yeah, I love early Gate Key seeds just for that. Like, if you get Gate Key at Carpenter or Snail Stop, you know, grab your third character, just hop straight into the portal and learn your first 3 techs.
By Randomizer or whatever. That actually happened to me in my tournament race last week. I started with, I think it was Luca and Magus, maybe?
Oh, nice.
But neither of them had an AoE spell. So when I got the gate key from the Carpenter, I didn't even bother getting the third character, I just went straight off to get magic, and happened to learn Flare, so I was a happy boy.
That's a good find. I mean, imagine you go through Ethers really fast.
Oh, yeah.
But good find.
Luca was drinking Ethers like it was Friday night in the town, you know? So, what's everything that's randomized? You want to take it this time, Angrel?
Yeah, sure, I'll take this one. Let me just real quick mark the pendant for who's. So, character locations where you get them are randomized, or the characters at those locations are randomized. Enemy drops and enemy charms are randomized, key item locations are randomized, shop items are randomized, the order of tech items are randomized, or tech orders randomized. Oh, what else? Sealed chests are randomized, some of the mid-boss abilities or stats are randomized.
It is worth pointing out that the order of tech lens being randomized is a flag. You don't have to have that on if you don't want to.
That's true. It is a very popular flag, so most people tend to run with it, but it is a flag. And yes, the triple tech rocks are shuffled amongst themselves, so anywhere that you would normally find a rock, you will still find a rock, but it might be a different rock.
So the short answer to the question is lots of fun things are randomized. And if you want to find out more, you have more questions or more interesting stuff that you want to find out about, hop on to our Discord, where you can, you know, talk to all of the runners if you want to, get involved with races and things. Maybe even future tournaments if this one proves successful. You'll also get information about when the randomizer is updated. Hint, soon TM. So, asking in chat, is there a setting to shuffle text between characters even if the animations glitch out? No, not currently, because I think there are some other issues with it. It is something I've been meaning to look into, but as of yet, no.
Yeah, my understanding is that doing that, there's a lot of hard-coded things in the game related to the tech animations that would cause a massive headache trying to swap them between characters, though, yeah, I have not looked into it personally, so just speaking from what I've heard. We see Xelpher running a few circles around the room.
Never skip leg day, everybody.
Never skip leg day.
You'll notice Xelpher has switched out to the 3 characters he has acquired that need Specchio's magic to learn more text. A sensible decision, in my opinion.
Yes, that way you don't have to go through this dialogue multiple times. Admittedly, the subsequent learns are faster. You don't have to keep circling the room.
And I believe Boozewizard is about to validate his run by saving Fritz.
Hashtag save Fritz.
What a guy. What a guy. Taking the time out of a busy tournament race. They're limited to 3 texts, Carissa. So that being Frog, Luca, Mal, and Chrono.
Yeah, so one of the big reasons for that was you may be forced to go through, say, Hecarim's Cave, and especially back in the days before Tech Randomizer, when you just had vanilla techs, you would need magic to get through Hecarim's Cave, and if progression was locked there and you didn't have any magic techs, you were kinda hosed.
Or worse, progression gets locked there and all you have is Tailspin.
At least Tailspin would be something, as opposed to, like, Cyclone.
I'm not sure Tailspin counts.
Tailspin is still, like, a non-elemental magic damage, I thought. So
oh yeah, no, it does damage, I'm just saying it sucks.
Yeah. Oh, it sucks.
Alright, looks like we have the red vest being applied for Xelpher. He's gonna go and fight a massive bull.
Oh yeah. And no Magus, so no fun strat.
No, sadly not. I don't know if he knows the fun strat, to be fair.
That's fair. I mean, I didn't until you mentioned it a few weeks ago.
Yeah, there are a few experienced runners who didn't know about that until I did it once.
So, for those who are not aware, you can use Magus to cast Black Hole on Son of Sun and actually permanently remove some of the little flames.
Yep, the hit rate is a bit janky, and depending on its position, you'll only ever be able to get rid of 2 or 3. However, for anyone who knows the mechanics of this boss fight, 3 is enough.
3 is enough, and it looks like he guessed right on, was it the first shot?
I believe it was.
Very nice. This fight won't last long.
Maybe that's what happened at Protodome the first time. Maybe it was RNG manipulation. Who knows?
You know what? We're gonna go with that.
And yes, you can see his characters absorbing the fire. That's because some red vests got equipped, which will absorb half of the damage that a fire spell would do.
Also, it looks like they go with the Cabin Vest, so she's taking 50% reduced damage.
Yeah, also had access to the Ruby Vest that comes with Ayla, which would have the same fire damage reduction effect without the speed boost from the Cabin Vest.
Ruby Vests aren't bad for this fight. I mean, not as good as a red vest, obviously, but hey, anything you can get. And there, Son of Sun down already, that was fast.
He got dunked on.
While simultaneously, Dragon Tech goes down on Boozewizard's side.
Alright, let's see what Sun has for us today. The Ruby Knife.
Ooh.
The plot thickens.
Does. So Ruby Knife is another one of those Go Mode items we were talking about. So earlier we talked about the Go Mode through the Black Omen, where you need the Pendant, Clone, and Chrono Trigger. Alternately, you can go through Ocean Palace to fight Lavos, and that requires gate key for, well, one of the ways through Ocean Palace is gate key to get to 65 million, Dreamstone to get through Tyranno Lair, and then Ruby Knife to access Ocean Palace. Alternately, if you get the 2 halves of the Masamune, you can reforge them, have Frog in the party, cut a mountain in half, go through Magus's castle to get to 12,000, and then use the Ruby Knife to open Ocean Palace that way. So Ruby Knife is one of the very important go-mode items.
So I think most of the runners in the community, at least the ones I've talked to, prefer Dreamstone and Ruby Knife. Tyranno Lair and Ocean Palace tends to be the quickest.
Yeah, Ocean Palace does tend to be a little faster.
I have a strong dislike for Magus's castle, so after that I would definitely be choosing the Black Omen route, especially because ZL2 is a much easier boss fight, and that's a haste helm. Where did that come from?
Haste helm is good.
Haste helm on Marl is not so good. I'd be putting that on Luca.
Yeah, Haste Helm on Marl is nice in the case where you want to use her to haste everyone else, but if you just want, quicker fights for the shorter fights, an Ayla or a Marl would be your probably stronger choice there. Then again, Marl has 2 right now, and I don't know that Luca has any big AoE tech, so Marl might actually be your better option for the Haste Helm here.
Good point. Or just say heck the world and put it on Ayla and laugh.
Triple kick.
Extra zoomies and triple kick. Think of all of the ethers that would be spent.
At that point, you just have your other 2 characters throwing ethers full time.
So, Xelpher into Aristone. You have to be very careful how you say that. Taking on a big robot buddy. Getting through this, he's then going to have to chase down a rat. Boozewizard.
This fight should go pretty quick.
Oh, Booz, what are you doing? Boozewizard going for Son of Sun before unlocking magic.
Huh.
Interesting.
I mean, he last location ended here. He may be feeling a little behind and just rushing it.
Well, that's true. No matter how much he rushes this, he does not have the techs, in my opinion, to get through the final battle. Not even close.
No, he'll definitely need magic.
A time hat and a power tab, meanwhile, coming off the Guardian fight. That's pretty tasty.
That is.
So, Carissa in chat saying that triple kick is so expensive. It is. Until you factor in that our runners both have silver studs already.
Oh, did they find a silver stud?
Yes.
Nice.
And of course, gold studs exist if they get lucky.
Very true. Yeah, triple kick is a very expensive tech. However, it's just so powerful that frequently it's worth it to just spam it and then have some character that's not as high damage throw ethers.
So, did you catch the weekly at the weekend, Angro?
I don't remember. Which race?
The co-op.
No, I was not able to make it to that one, sadly.
That run featured the juiciest Kajar shop, the new shop I have ever seen.
Really?
Oh yes. This shop selling, obviously, the amulets you would expect because they're guaranteed. Plus prism specs, plus wonder shots, plus Cali blades.
Can I have one?
Yes.
Oh, prism dress and Mega Blast in that room for Xelpher.
Yeah, that's not too shabby.
Not shabby at all. Man, but you had me a prism specs, Wonder Shot, and Cali Blade as well.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a shop. Alright, Son of Sun going down.
Unfortunately, in that race, Lavos clearly knew about the existence of that shop and punished our runners for finding it. Repeatedly. For about an hour.
He does that sometimes. Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah.
Were they just a little under-leveled for it?
No, Lois was just being a jerk.
Yeah, he does that sometimes. Alright, Ruby Knife over on Boozewizard's side.
And Xelpher about to get his Aris Dome reward. Let's see what it is.
Come on, Doan, hurry it up already. You got a race
I'm
to
shivering with anticipation. It is the Moonstone.
run. Moonstone.
Completely useless to our runners right now.
If it does end up hiding something really important, though, that means Xelpher will have to go back and do the King's Trial.
Which, unfortunately, won't make any difference because they haven't found the gate key yet.
This is true.
So where next for... Oh, no. Oh, come on, Xelpher, you're better than this.
Wow.
Taking Genodome over the King's Trial, that's a decision.
So Genodome is a source of amazing experience and tech points, as well as a key item and some very high-tier loot. But it's also pretty late game and pretty dangerous, especially with the current techs he's got. He'll be relying mostly on Marl's Ice 2 to get him through this.
It's also a big source of robot-focused frustration.
You're not kidding.
So many times I have wanted to take that robot apart and rebuild it where it needs to go rather than waiting for it to follow me. Unfortunately, that is not an option, despite having Luca, the best mechanic in the world, who managed to build a teleporter when we haven't even seen cars.
Just toss Robo into the party and have him carry the robot over for you.
That'd be nice.
So, for those who may not remember, there is a little robot in here that you have to go essentially talk to and get it to follow you. And then when it gets in front of another robot of the same kind of robot, they sort of lock into a staring contest that lets you through to pick up an item you need to progress. That robot is very, very slow and gets stuck on legitimately everything.
Including the other two characters in your party.
It's pretty bad.
It's not fun. Ooh, Luca learned Fire 2. Antipope 2 has arrived, everybody.
That was a good one.
That is tasty. And
Oh,
Firewhirl.
Firewhirl action.
I mean, it's a screen clear. It's going to do the job.
Oh yeah.
I do see the point of coming here knowing that you need the tech points, and look at that, Marge's learned Haste. Even if you only come here for that initial fight rush for the tech points, you know, this is actually an interestingly good play.
Yeah, I think this is going to work out well for him.
However, the rat chase did not work out for Booz.
Oh, never mind, he must have caught the rat really early. Did he,
I think he may have got the instant rat in that case, because...
Did he get the instant rat? That was impressive, so I guess he was just following the rat down.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
He really is a wizard.
Seems to be. I've never been able to pull off the instant rat catch.
I can rarely pull off the first try rat catch.
There's that. I don't want to talk about it.
I'm getting better at it now that I use 2 fingers on the face buttons instead of 1 for that section.
Ah. I am told that on the mobile version of the game, that's the end boss right there. If you can catch the rat on the mobile version on a touchscreen, you win.
Yeah, that sounds fair. Though, I mean, do you really win? Because at that point, you know, you're playing the mobile version. I don't think anyone wins in that scenario, except Square Enix because money.
Yep. I'm sure they count that as a win. Man, he's learning all the techs now. Ice toss, cube toss. So many tech points available in this place.
Very tasty.
Here's that room with the Mega Blast and the prism dress for Boozewizard.
Also very tasty.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, touch the robot.
Don't touch the robot. That door refusing to open for Xelpher.
Interesting, yeah. I saw that. Not sure what caused it.
See, I know Xelpher from the Worlds Collide community day, and there is a notion called Xelpher luck. In that anything he touches turns to gold. Maybe this is reverse Xelpher luck.
Could be. Is this the Xelpher luck where he walks into the auction house and immediately gets both Espers?
It is indeed.
I've watched him do that more than a few times. I seethe with jealousy.
It is a true phenomenon.
But my favorite was the time somebody like brought that up in one of his streams, and he went, "Oh no, I'm not that lucky," and it proceeded to happen.
Yep.
While he was talking.
Don't joke about a Xelpher lock, Seth. We have already seen a Xelpher lock tonight.
Yep. Poor Xelpher had to go redo the prison break sequence after I think he soft locked in Chrono. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing it was a soft lock.
Sometimes the way the events work in this, like when you get another character to join you, the game engine does weird things. I'm pretty sure it's held together with duct tape and baling wire.
And yet, it's still more stable than any PC port Square have ever put out in the history of time.
Let me be the first to say, ouch.
Trust me, they're bad.
You know, I haven't really played any of their PC ports. Come to think of it, just mostly all on console.
I think my favourite is the Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD remaster on the PC, which has a memory leak and is built for 32-bit architecture, so can't use more than 3.5 gigabytes of RAM. That's special.
That's a thing.
That is a particularly fun one, especially if you imagine, doing the 10-hour speedrun.
Oh. So do you have to just like reset in the middle to clear out that excess memory that leaked?
That or use large address aware.
Okay, I can see that.
So on Xelpher's screen right now, you can see the robot. Hey, Xelpher listened to me when I told him about the speed tab thing.
Oh, nice.
It didn't work because the robot got stuck. Oh, no.
You can recover from this, but yeah.
There we go. Oh, Final Fantasy III has a hilarious bug on the PC. So, you can get encounters while sailing around on the ship in Final Fantasy III. If you flee from an encounter on the ship, there is a chance that when you get out of the encounter, you will not be on the ship anymore.
That was a rainbow.
It
and
was.
Also what?
Yeah, so you're walking around on the water. You can't leave the water. You can't save and reset to get back on the boat. You're screwed. Putting it scientifically.
That's a bug.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites. And then you get people like the person who mentioned it in chat wanting to buy that game and having it on her wish list and being told, no, please, no, don't do that, no. Yes, indeed, we have a rainbow, but where is Chrono? I can tell you one thing.
It would have to be a dactyl nest.
Very true. But I can tell you one thing. We definitely don't acquire him in chronological order. Victory is mine.
If you call it that.
I gotta take my small victories, you know? So anyway, Xelpher coming up to the Mother Brain fight fairly soon. Where I think the optimal strat is to destroy all the panels, isn't
it? You know, I will fully support that. Sure. So Mother Brain is, of course, you know, the big computer that runs this place, and she has 3 panels behind her that heal her. So on first glance, you might think, hey, these panels are healing her. They don't have a lot of health. Well, let me move them down real quick. Let me tell you, if you destroy all of Mother Brain's screens, she gets really angry.
Yeah, oh, we have Flare, we have Antipode 3, Xelpher has won the game.
I'll be honest, you might just be able to antipode 3 Mother Brain and win. She
That's...
doesn't have that much health.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong there.
So yeah, this is another one of those situations where, like a Hypno Wave or some kind of status effect is really handy, because you can incapacitate the panels so that they don't heal Mother Brain, and won't heal, they won't do anything, so you can just kind of destroy Mother Brain, not have to worry about enraging her, not have to worry about the heals.
Anyway, enough talking about Mother Brain. It's time for the main event. Surf in chat asking if he's done the Ayla glitch. No, because that's in 12,000 BC and nobody has access to that yet.
Which one is the Ayla glitch?
That is the one where you see Janice and the pet kitty for the first time. And if Ayla is your party leader, and does the whole turning towards them thing, Ayla's stuck facing the right until you change screen.
You know what? I never knew what caused that.
I don't think anyone knows what causes it. All I know is that Cecil has refused to fix it because it's so cute.
Yeah, he's mentioned that he just really likes that glitch, so it stays in.
I do too. It's the main reason I would have Ayla at the head of my party.
Huh, yeah, I never knew that having her at the head was what caused that to happen, though.
It's only certain characters that can trigger it, I think. I know Ayla can, I believe Robo can. I don't think anyone else can.
Yeah, that's a good one. So we got Booze coming in to get magic. I think this might be the end of Mother Brain. Yep, down she goes.
There we go. Gradius, Power Seal, nothing especially good. But we do have the Bent Hilt. Oh no.
Oh.
So, we have the Bent Hilt, we know where the Bent Sword is, and we have the Ruby Knife. Go mode is achievable.
A dance.
And looks like... yeah, looks like Xelpher's going for it. Straight down to the snail shot for the sword.
Did you roll a Magus Castle seed?
Maybe. What are the checks are there?
So... I'm trying to think what checks they have left.
I don't think there's many.
And...
Desert? Which they could now do, actually.
They actually could do that now. So, Robo unlocks the desert check. And Robo is locked in the burrow, which is locked behind the Masamune being reforged.
So the question is, do you take the chance on the desert and it not paying off? Or do you just go for the castle?
Well, at this point you have a 50-50 chance. Your gate key is either in, or on Mount Woe, or at Fiona's Shrine. So, I mean, I'd probably do Desert just because Magus Castle is not my favorite. Ooh, picking up a Gloom Helm from Tabin.
So being asked, Yeah, go on.
Jose in chat being asked why he didn't have Frog in the party, and is he not planning on using Frog? Honestly, probably not. At this point, his party's probably pretty set. Running the Marl, Luca, Ayla team is... I mean, they're probably the strongest, if one of the strongest, if not the strongest teams in the game in terms of just raw damage output, so they'll probably stick with those three.
Which is kind of mystifying, how Frog is not one of the strongest characters in the game, when he can literally cut a heckin' mountain in half.
It was a really low-level mountain. This will also give him access to another sealed chest for some treasure.
True, and it's quite a quick one to grab. I haven't seen him go for the Mayor's House once in 1000 AD either. Well, 600 and 1000, which is like 4 sealed chests in quick succession. It's tasty. It looks like he does not care. Frog came in, did his mountain slicey duty, and is promptly rejected.
Yep, and skipping that sealed chest.
Oh boy. Here we go, folks. It's a Magus Castle time.
It is. He's got some decent gear, though. He's got a siren, he's got the prison dress, rainbow helm. Yeah. I can see if he's feeling, pressed for time or feeling behind, why he might not do the extra route through to get those chests.
Yeah, I'm more surprised he's not going to the desert with a chance of the gate key there. Because surely desert and Chrono lair is still quicker than Magus's castle most of the time.
Desert's pretty fast, especially if you just skip most of the topside fights at this point. With this party at this level, Ret Knight would go down real quick.
And don't forget, Xelpher has already gotten most of the chests, so he doesn't even have that to worry about.
Ah, that's true. I forgot he looted the place early on. Ah, that's where that siren came from. Okay. Boo's finding his over in Genodome.
Very nice. So, Xelpher exploring the spookiest castle. I would say it's a shame we can't hear his music, but there isn't any at this point anyway.
Booz, when he went through, did he pick up Ayla? Gonna mark it for now anyway.
I don't think so. Oh, wait, no, he has to have done, because you have to pick her up to get to magic.
I thought you could walk past her, but I'll check her anyway. He knows where she is at the worst case.
Yeah, true.
This is a really late gate key.
Well, it
Yeah,
could be a not seen gate key.
That's true. Yeah, Magus's Castle is one of those dungeons I just don't have to do very often.
So
it tends to be the least common method of getting to go mode.
I want to see some guesses in chat of how many times Xelpher is going to fall down the trap floors.
I mean, I like to fall down at least once for the treasures down there.
Yeah, falling down once is great. It's when you're me and you do it 5 times that you've got a problem.
Yeah. I'm like a magnet to those traps. It's kind of sad, actually. So coming up, it looks like he's going for the slash fight first.
Yep, meanwhile Boozewizard didn't collect the second chest in his room on the first attempt and has to refight the Protos. Unfortunate.
Indeed. Proto 4s too, they have a lot of health.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
A blue mail, though, potentially worth it if they're going down the ZL2 route.
Yeah, it's solid armor and hexagon mist protection. Can never complain about that.
Oh, trust me, I can. Right, going back to my tournament race last week. I ended up in the Black Ohm. I had full water protection and absorption on everyone. I even had a blue mail equipped instead of a Nova armor or a Moon armor, of which I had 2 on Chrono.
Wow.
I then proceeded to skip Hexagon Mist.
Nice.
I'm just sat there like, oh, bruh.
So at that point, were you kind of hoping for it for the heal, or just, you know, sad that you'd gone through all the work to mitigate it and never saw it?
Yeah, sad that I'd gone through the work. I didn't need the heal. Between Chrono doing confused things and some nice Antipode 2 action, she didn't last long.
That'll do work. Now that is an interesting fight, though. If you can pump out enough damage to basically reset her script at the midway point, she'll just never even cast Hexagon Mist.
Definitely my preferred final battle, though.
Oh yeah. So slash down on Xelpher's screen.
And
the first mini boss.
And Mother Brain coming up on Boozewizard's screen. And Booz has much less in the way of single target damage here. Could probably get away with Antipode 2. Because that would, I think, only hit one of the screens.
Yeah, Antipode 2 I think would just hit the back screen.
Anyway, while he makes his preparations for Mother Brain, we are fighting Flea, question mark?
Question mark? Wimpy Buster. I always hate that.
Ah, well, it's only Ayla, it's not that she really needs MP, right? Against the boss that resists, like, most of the elements.
Then again, I don't know, do they have any of her really, like, high-end physical attacks yet? I haven't been paying a lot of attention to, like, what she's been learning.
I see Roller Kick.
Yeah, Roller Kick's not bad.
I haven't seen Blaze Kick, so I don't think Triple Kick is in play.
Yeah, I haven't seen Triple Kick come in yet.
So, yeah. Flea will go down fairly quickly. She does have some nasty status attacks, which you really don't want to see. But not that much health, all things considered. And I was wrong, Boozewizard is nowhere near Mother Brain yet, apparently. Or... Maybe just went to clean out the fights in the other level before getting the robot. So here we go, Antipode 3 on Xelpher screen, one of the most powerful dual techs. Definitely the most powerful magic-based dual tech in the entire game. It does some serious ouchies. As you see, because Flea is dead. Or, rather, not dead, because we're going to see Flea somewhere else, maybe. Not this run, but in the chronology of the game, Flea will be hiding somewhere else. However, for now, Xelpher may go and contend with Ozzy's traps. Don't know how he's going to get through them, though. Ozzy is a tricksy rabbit. Boozewizard, meanwhile, contending with the robot. Always want to avoid hitting that debuggist there, because if you hit a fight while the robot's following you, the robot goes back to where it started, and that is full of suck. Nobody ever wants that to happen.
I have, on more than one occasion, gotten all the way down to the start of that corridor just to realize, oh, I forgot to fight the guy that sits there and guards it.
Yep, enjoy your walk back.
Alright. So now it looks like Booz is going to be on his way to Mother Brain. So yeah, it looks like he did just want to clear out those fights ahead of time. And Xelpher just making his way through Magus's castle, one fight at a time. It is not the slowest dungeon in the game, but there's just a lot of encounters that you either have to run from or fight. Thankfully though, with Fire Whirl or some of these other full screen clearing techs, it goes pretty quickly. In vanilla you typically don't have the full screen clears that you would here, so the dungeon is actually much longer in vanilla.
Of course, there are a whole number of the fights in here that can be skipped through various means.
Quite a few, yeah. Mother Brain on Boozewizard screen.
Which cannot be skipped.
Which cannot be skipped. Oh yeah, he's just going with the antidote strats. And squish.
Good gravy, that was a lot of damage.
Yeah, I can't speak highly enough about Antipode 3.
It is just an absolute doink of a spell.
And now he gets the bad news that, oh look, both halves of the sword are available.
Yep. Welcome to sad times, Mr. Boozewizard.
Yep.
And this cements
hey,
the fact.
Yamini, welcome.
This cements the fact that Xelpher is definitely ahead right now. However, that means nothing because let's not forget, Lavos can Lavos.
No kidding. Even on an otherwise good run, wipes to Lavos happen. And once again, why does Melchior just have a spare Dreamstone hanging out in his basement? Like, you know, buddy, help out the cause here, we kinda need that.
Oh, hello! Ozzy's basement bringing the thunder. A silver stud, a Valkyrie, and a Terra arm.
Oh.
Alrighty then. Ozzy's been holding out on us.
Yeah, for sure. That's some good stuff.
But 1 hour 43 minutes, both runners are in go mode.
Ooh, that was a barrier off of the little save point looking enemies. Those are handy.
Good, because I was about to get another one, having fallen down for the second time.
Yeah.
Of course, in chat, we had a guess of 1, a guess of 3, and a guess of 4. Nobody guessed 2.
There's still time.
True, though you hate to see it.
Do you, though? I don't know, after the last time I watched Xelpher get yet again both Esper's auction house, do you? Oh yeah, he's got this.
So, nobody wins, chat, sorry. None of you had the right amount of lack of faith in him.
Ooh, nicely done on that skip.
Yep, a couple of birds skipped, very nice. Let's see, can he get this one? Yeah.
Ooh, nicely done.
And then tries to kick the ball. But a very good screen so far. Those skips are not easy.
No, they're not. Like, I love that one, though, where you have the bird, like, walk around your own characters and then zip past him.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Somehow, Beanie, I don't think that counts.
Yeah, this is a good race so far.
So, a little bit of news from the other race we have happening tonight, because there are actually 2 tournament races happening right now. For anyone who's following the tournament, the race between Procky and Trinton, Procky has finished first with a time of 2 hours and 8 minutes and 54 seconds.
Ooh, very nice.
Trinton is still running.
I bet you that was a good run, though.
I mean, I don't know. I rolled the seed, so...
Fair.
So the matchups are starting to appear. That will put Procky against the winner between Retronika and Chokashira. Obviously, the winner of the race you're watching right now moves on to face me in the next round.
Looking forward to that one.
Should be fun. We've got a couple more matches. The one on Friday between SP Ridley and Rest Cecil will decide who faces Moon Blizzard in the next round. And
That'll be a good run too.
Whenever Janiceal and Taco get around to their race, they will decide who faces Corinth in the next round. And of course, it's not over for the runners who finish in second place, because this is a double elimination tournament. So everybody gets another chance.
Yeah, I don't think those races have started yet, but whoever comes up through the that bracket will also get to play again against the winner of this one.
No?
How does that? Well, good question. Where does the losers bracket end up? Like, who does the winner of the losers bracket face?
I believe the winner of the losers bracket faces the winner of the winners bracket.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I did get
but
that
not
right
the
then.
winner of this match.
Well, not
which
this
is
match,
what I
this
interpreted.
bracket. Sorry.
It's okay.
Imprecise language.
Misunderstanding happen. It happens all the time. Especially when you have my brain, which does not work. Anyway, comments and chat about me wanting to get my opponents on tilt before they face me. That's just me. Xelpher is one of my best friends in the Randomizer community. I would consider it an honor to wipe the floor with him in the next round.
Nice.
Anybody who follows either of us and has seen some of our casual, social Friday night races with each other, it's fun time.
It is always fun.
It's just the two of us in a voice call with the banter and the joke.
Yeah, those are always fun to watch. Yeah. Slash going down on Boozewizard's screen. Getting some antidote retreatment.
And, Xelpher's running with the girls, and I think Ozzy's going to be falling for them. What the? Hang on a minute. No, this can't be a seed I rolled.
Is that a Megalixer?
That's a Megalixer drop. Megalixer and Lapis from... Oh, that's not fair. That is 4 Megalixers and 4 Lapises from that fight, and this cannot be a seed I rolled. It's not possible.
I'm kind of surprised. That's amazing.
That's disgusting. Ew.
Seeing in chat, go clear Ozzy's fort for more.
That's perhaps not that accurate.
I can't remember if the Ice Block Ozzy is the same in both or not.
I mean, don't get me wrong, 4 Mega Elixirs is definitely not enough to stop Lavos doing Lavos things. If he wants to do Lavos things, he's got to do Lavos things, and he doesn't care. Oh, oh, this is funny.
It was Frog all along.
So everyone earlier asking what all is randomized in this, there were a few things we didn't quite go into detail on. So, if you go through the Tyranno lair, you know how the Black Tyranno counts down to a big powerful ability? That will be any of the ultimate magic. It can be Energy Release, which is the attack that Mother Brain uses when she's angry. It can be Luminaire, Flare, Hexagon Mist, all of that fun stuff. And if you come here, Magus is not Magus. It can be any one of the characters. And with that changing character comes a change in the ultimate ability used.
Yes, indeed.
I don't even know what Frog uses. I've never seen Frog here before, so this is going to be interesting.
I know Marl uses Hexagon Mist. I don't know about Frog.
I know Robo uses Luminaire. We found that out at the weekend.
Oh, that's fun.
Ayla, I believe, uses Energy Release.
That would make sense.
Chrono and Luca and Magus obviously will use Luminaire, Flare, Dark Matter.
So, yeah, this is Frog's revenge for just essentially being a doorkey to Magus' castle.
Although Frog is being kind of dumb and making himself vulnerable to shadow magic in a party that includes Antipope 3.
Never accused him of being bright. Oh man, Antipope 3.
Ooh.
4,600 damage.
Hippity hoppity, look at his health droppity.
That's incredible.
That's gonna leave a mark. Oh wow! Wow! We didn't even get to see his ultimate tech.
I don't know I've ever seen a Magus fight go that fast.
That is dirty. Poor Frog. He got done dirty. I'm sorry, that was proof that Frog sucks, I guess.
Oh man.
My favourite part of the whole thing though, is that when you see Magus' sprite after the battle, it's always using the palette of the character that was there. So right now we have the incredible Magus. You wouldn't like him when he's angry.
You would not. It's looking a little green. And now we have access to 12,000 BC. Our players can get to the amazing new shop and then Ocean Palace.
Yep, 12,000 BC before the Cataclysm. Wait, that's not what that means. Never mind. What does that even... Hang on. Okay, what do BC and AD even mean in this universe, right? My best guess would be before Chrono, but unless he's, 1,000 years old at the start of the game, that's not right.
Yeah, math doesn't check out on that one.
I mean, maybe he looks very good for his age, but I doubt it somehow.
Alright, here is one of the randomizer changes. You'll notice that Xelpher talked to the new from the right, and now he's on the north side.
Oh, this is a Chrono shop! That's disgusting!
That's amazing.
It isn't, because they don't have Chrono. And they don't have the gate key to go and get Chrono, and they already have a rainbow. So...
yeah, truth.
Because of the circumstances, this shop is garbage. But
it sells elixirs.
True.
But you're absolutely right. If they had Chrono and didn't already have a rainbow, that would be a great shop. Xelpher just selling off everything he doesn't need. A couple of amulets, wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, just stock up on elixirs. Add that to the stockpile of 4 mega elixirs he's got. He's in good shape.
Yeah, not too bad. So we have suggestions from chat that BC could be referring... Sorry, the split between BC and AD could be referring to the foundation of Guardia. So what, you think before Kingdom from somebody who was really illiterate?
Could happen.
Maybe before Coronation?
Yeah, I got nothing.
Okay. That's an interesting one. Before King C or after King D?
Alright, Xelpher going to open up the Ocean Palace. So you'll remember from Vanilla, you raise the pendant to this door. In this case, you just threaten it with a knife.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I find that's a good way to get what I want. I mean, what? Hey, what's this van pulling up outside?
So the Xelpher is starting into his golem fight. The golems are this one, and if you can't get enough of the golem here, there's more to come. Kind of an annoying boss that copies the skills that you use. If you hit it with water, it will attack you with water. If you hit it with fire, it will attack you with fire, and so on. So you can kind of cheese him by using elemental vests and carefully timing your attacks.
For example, with this party, I would wang on every piece of black equipment I had, because that would mean I could just go ham with Antipo 3.
So it looks like he may have gone with the red vests he's got, because he's doing Ice Toss.
Which,
toss, one of those.
Red Vest would not have helped with that, because that would make Golem counter with ice.
Right, though he was following that up with Flare.
Ah, okay. Right, yeah, they did have fire protection from earlier, so it is a valid strategy.
And Flare is just very strong on its own.
Golem twins can low-key be a bigger hassle than Larvos sometimes. So, Eternal Lurker asking, if you get to Golem early enough so you're still low level, is it faster to just lose the fight? I do not recommend trying that, because I'm pretty sure if you lose that fight in the rando, it doesn't go the way you think it's going to go.
No, if you lose the fight in the rando, you get a one-way ticket back to your last save. Boozewizard making his way through the, Ozzy's annoying hall of monsters on pulleys.
Now, Xelpher does have Ayla in the party. I don't know whether the tech has been learned for the strategy, but that's a Prism Helm.
That is a Prism Helm indeed.
Which is a really unfortunate thing to see after you've just bought all of your amulets.
Very true. That would have been a couple more elixirs he could have added to the stockpile.
Yep, 3 to be precise. So, another quick... I think it's 15,000 in elixir, yeah. Whereas it's 50 for an amulet. So yeah, in chat, are there any other ways to 12,000 BC besides Magus' cast? So yes, the Tyranno lair is the other way. You do require the Dreamstone to get through the Tyranno lair, and to even get there, you need the Gate Key.
That's right.
Ooh, the grind fight is dropping lapises.
That's a good
And
drop.
Xelpher doesn't feel like he needs it.
So the fight at the very top of the stairs here that Xelpher just finished is a very common spot to grind if you feel like you need levels or tech points. The fight gives a lot of experience, it gives a lot of tech points, and it is repeatable infinitely. Just run up the stairs, run back down the stairs, and do the fight again. There's also a decent chance for good drops, too. In this case, Lapis are fantastic.
No, I do at some
Xelpher, I guess.
At some point I need to figure out which of those enemies drops the ethers, because it always drops the ethers.
Does it?
Yes. You always get ethers from that fight, in my experience. I don't think I've ever had a fight where I've not gotten an ether.
I'll look into it after this race. It shouldn't be too hard to find.
I may have already fixed it and forgotten it, but you know. So for those who don't know, both Angrel and myself have been low-key working on some minor bug fixes and things in the background, along with some less minor things that are super secret at the moment.
Looking forward to the next release, though.
Me too. Most things it means I can start deleting some folders from my desktop.
Huh. You have like back versions saving for now. Fair.
I mean, I have the last 3 versions of the IPS patch on my desktop right now. And every time I get sent a new one, I just delete the oldest and move the others along. Just in case, you know?
Yeah, I could always recover them from GitHub, but that also works.
Interesting. Xelpher not choosing to fight those fights, and Boozewizard fighting the toughest of bosses, the buffer boss.
Uh-oh.
We're good. We're good. I think.
Alright, he's back. Chrono trigger.power.
What? Hashtag splice? No, we're not going to accuse anyone of cheating. It's a joke. It's a joke. Relax, people.
So, you know, with all the drama and accusations, I actually missed it. Is Xelpher doing Dino Tail strats? He is.
With very high health, I'm not entirely sure that's going to have the end result he wants it. Oh, yes it is, okay.
I wonder if he just chucked a gold earring on her or something.
Oh, he definitely chucked a gold earring on her, but... that's still more health than I would expect to be effective here.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
This particular elevator is one of the spots where Dino Tail and Frog Squash are just amazing. These scout enemies are only weak to physical damage and their own element, and they will counterattack all other damage. So if you can use a full screen AoE like Dino Tail, it's a much faster way to do that fight.
Meanwhile, Frog.ppt doing some serious work over on Boozewizard's screen, unfortunately. Oh, Xelpher trying the scout escape, not quite making it, and Ayla doesn't have the MP for a Dino Tail, so it's runaway time!
I didn't see what they were dropping, but doesn't seem like he cares.
I don't think he really needs anything at this point.
That's true. I'm just, you know, a loot goblin and collect all the drops.
And welcome, Procky, as mentioned, the winner of the day's other tournament race, so GG's on that, Procky. Well done.
Hey, GG Procky, welcome.
Welcome to this beautiful Magus Castle required seed right here.
It's a doozy. And no gatekeep.
Yeah, no gatekeep. I actually know where the gate key was, but nobody else does. That's a super secret for the seed generator. I may have peaked after our runners. Well, I may have peaked.
Fair.
Yeah.
And Boozewizard finishing up Magus's castle. So he's going to make his way to Ocean Palace as well now. Probably stop to do some shopping.
Oh, apparently you are quiet. I guess everybody else in chat has just been enjoying that fact.
I wouldn't blame them too much. So yeah, Xelpher's going against the Golem twins, and Booz is about to get the news that this new heavily favors Chrono.
Oh, wow, Eternal Lurker. Just... Man, when have I even seen you before? I don't recognize the name, and yet the shade you're throwing. So mean.
I feel the love in chat today.
Maybe towards you. Chat are being butts to me.
They've just been happy that I've been quiet the whole time. Yeah, then Procky comes in. Their poor ears.
So, Xelpher...
fight didn't last.
No, and Xelpher is about to face the one, the only, Run Killer!
Yep. Fun police incoming.
Oh, you thought you were gonna have a good time? Let me fix that for you. And you can tell the other race ended recently because everybody's crawling in from the other race. Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Welcome. Made it just in time for Xelpher to go on and hopefully take down Lavos. Hopefully we don't get to see Lavos take down him.
Why did you have to mention the fun, please? You summoned Game Boy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was going so well.
You know, I'm still not used to this whole commentator's curse thing. I'm not used to my words actually having power. Oh, so poor New. I love that New.
I feel so sorry for that New. We did decide at the weekend, however, that New is getting thrown off that bridge because of selling all of the shiny things in the shop in the jar.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, that's what we decided happened.
Huh, so they just decided, oh, you broke the Queen's Law, you sold stuff you weren't supposed to into the abyss with you?
Yeah, I mean, we decided it because that particular New was selling the Prism specs, so...
Oh.
He did bad.
So was he being thrown off, or was it just kind of, falling on his sword?
I don't know. I mean, he was selling Cali Blades, so it could very well have been falling on his sword.
Could have been. Not
in this run, Moonbloods. We're talking about the weekly race at the weekend.
Yeah, this one, he was selling like 4 different Chrono swords.
Including the rainbow.
Including the rainbow.
The more you know.
Which the runners already had from a previous check.
And yes, you are quite right there, Beanie. Boozewizard's antipode spell's doing so much damage, it's even damaging his stream bitrate. Which you hate to see.
Antipode 3 is feeding on his bitrate, becoming stronger.
I don't think it needs to be any stronger. Oh, there you go. Ayla definitely has triple kick now because it is being unleashed upon the lava shell. Yeah, we know Vincent. He's been having issues this week. Personally, I'm just glad he managed to get it working enough to run tonight.
Oh, that's right. I'd forgotten he was having some internet trouble. Yeah, I'm glad he was able to run too.
So, is this normal Lavos in the randomizer as opposed to vanilla Ocean Palace Lavos?
Yes.
Yes
well,
and no.
Yes, that. Yes and no.
It is insofar as it's not the double strength one. However, it also isn't the I'm going to be every boss in the game one. And I believe its stats are somewhat reduced. At least its health is.
Yeah, it is. It has been scaled such that it is beatable at. This whole sequence is beatable in like the low 30s. Technically, I've seen people fight Lavos as low as like level 29 and win, though it's a really hard fight.
I mean, with the right equipment, anything's possible.
This is true.
3 haste helms and 3 sets of prism specs and you're sorted.
Pretty much. Can I have one of those seeds, please?
No. Though, did I tell you about the seed where I had Luca, Marl, 2 haste helms, and 2 prism specs, and like 4-shot Lavos core?
Oh, man.
That was fun.
I've never had the haste helm thing. I had farmable speed tabs once and dual prism specs for the antipode combo, and I one-shot Zeal 1 with antipode 3 before she got to attack. It did like 5100 damage. Boom, phase 1 down.
Talk about cruel and unusual punishment, good grief.
Farmable speed tabs don't tend to happen often, but man, when they do, it's a thing of beauty.
I would love to switch the audio to Xelpher Stream, however, unfortunately, when I had the audio on Xelpher Stream at the start, despite my bar lighting up, there was no audio. And I don't exactly know why, because my bar was showing there should have been audio, but you definitely couldn't hear anything on the stream. So it did me a confuse.
Interesting. Yeah, so Xelpher has taken both arms down off of Inner Lavos. Now he's working on the body. Antipode 3 just tearing into him.
Okay, chat, you're going to have to work with me here and tell me what happens.
Are we switching audio?
We're trying. Do you hear game audio, chat? Hey!
Oh, nice.
I accidentally fixed the problem. I basically pushed buttons and prayed.
It's amazing how often that works. Alright, Inner Lavos is down. We're on to the core fight. And Boozewizard is working his way to the elevator. This is going to be a little bit rougher for him, I imagine, because he doesn't have any kind of full screen physical damage attack.
I mean, I
so
imagine
his scouter fight's going to be a little tougher.
I imagine he probably needs a lift to his spirit.
Groan.
They did mostly the same checks. I mean, Blizzard, the only difference, I believe, is that Boozewizard did the King's Trial for the Chrono trigger.
Yes.
However, Xelpher did softlock in the Protodome and have to redo Chrono's trial, so
That was incredibly unfortunate.
most of the time difference, I think, is just speedy zoom zooms on Xelpher's part. So, Pixel Tamer, wait, they get a heal before fighting Lavos 3. No, not exactly. You have to work for it. Would you like to explain, Angro?
Sure, so there is, it's called the menu glitch. There are a couple of spots in the game, but probably the one where it makes the most difference is here. You beat Inner Lavos, the Lavos core pops out, the screen fades to black. The moment the screen is fully black, if you press and hold your menu button, it's just a couple frame window in there, you can actually access the menu between phases 2 and 3 of this fight. So, like Future said, you have to work for this one a little bit, but it lets you get into your menu, switch equipment around, heal up your party. Yeah, it's a vanilla bug.
There is a similar window between Zeal 1 and the Mammon Machine and the Black Omen. I feel like the window's a little bit longer in that, because I seem to get that every time without struggle. But it's much less useful.
Yeah, there's that one, and there's also one I've seen people do, though never done myself, on the Xenon Bridge. After you do the first battle, I've seen where people get really good drops, like, you know, that hurricane that dropped, and want to equip it immediately. You can actually get into the menu there.
Yeah, I've seen it happen, I've never known how.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Procky, don't feed me false information! Jerk! I actually had to mute Xelpher's stream for a minute there, because if he was to die and his mic's on, I know the words that are said are not going to be fit for this audience.
And Antipode 3 taking down the center bit fast.
Hey, don't worry, the puns have been flying. Oh, hey, Xelpher with the buffer boss. Interesting.
I don't anticipate this fight taking a whole lot longer at this rate. I probably shouldn't have said that.
I don't antipode this fight taking a whole lot longer. Okay, we appear to have temporarily lost Boozewizard's feed.
Hopefully he'll be back soon.
Here's hoping.
Oh man, he's got everyone pretty low MP. Time to
And
burn one of
Xelpher
those mega ooh, never
is
mind.
done.
GG to Xelpher. That was a quick Lavos fight. Yeah, and a green dream is a consolation prize.
So, I'm going to switch the audio over to the OST while we try and figure out what's going on with Boozewizard. Meanwhile, let's see if we can't get Xelpher in here for a little chatty chat.
Yeah, that'll be great. As everyone shows back up at the end of time, I believe this is the ending that happens when you don't have Chrono.
And yes, as was correctly, hey, the lack of English speaking ability begin. Channel points have been distributed for those who placed their bets on Xelpher. Well done. And speak of the devil! And he shall appear. Hi, Xelpher.
Hey, is all for GG.
Thank you, much appreciated.
How was that for you?
Oh man, that was a seed. That was a seed. The end was nice. The end went really well. The beginning, I was sitting there like, oh, here we go. I was starting to get nervous every time I did a key item check. I'm like, oh, here we go. Please give me something. No. You please give me something. No.
A very, very big question we need to ask. What happened at Protodome? And how big were the swears?
Well, for the first part of the question, I got Isla over there. She joined the party, and then it completely froze. I couldn't press any buttons. I couldn't open a menu. I couldn't move. Everything was just completely unresponsive. So I literally couldn't do anything. And I tried everything, and then I just couldn't do anything. So I was like, well, I guess I'm going to have to reset. And that's what you guys saw me do.
And so,
Yeah,
what are you going to do in future before entering that dome?
Well, apparently, even though there are really no bad battles in there, I'm going to save every single time now.
Ah, well.
So, we figured it was just punishment because you swapped out Luca for Ayla.
Listen, I like Luca, but Luca knew all of her techs, and she wasn't learning anything until I unlocked the rest. I was like, you know what, Luca? You did a good job. Take a break. Relax. Apparently, that was the wrong train of thought, and the game smited me.
And thus you accepted your divine punishment.
That was it. You know, when you get divine punishment, you just have to accept it. That's it. So you just got to keep on going.
Hang on a minute. That logic doesn't work, because Frog hadn't learned all of his techs.
Oh, there's no divine punishment for that. That's okay.
Wow.
Ooh, ouch. Feeling the frog love here.
So, how are you feeling about your next round matchup there, Xelpher?
Well, if there's anybody that's more used to these kind of seeds. It's unfortunately it's you, so probably at a bit of a disadvantage. But you know what? We'll just take it as it comes, and we'll see what happens. That's it. Just have fun while we do it.
I mean, you say that, but there is a big advantage in the next round between us. I'm not allowed to roll a seed.
Oh, that is true. We might actually get quick mode, but I don't know what to do in quick mode now. I'm so used to. Well, this is what I'm used to.
It's fine, we'll just have to ask Angarel to roll it. He has a reputation similar to mine.
Oh, good. We'll be on an even playing field then.
I've only been banned from rolling seeds for 3 people now.
3 people? Yeah, okay. Yep. That's okay. So what just happened here? Okay, I'm used to it. It's fine.
But yeah,
It's
so
all good times.
as alluded to, you proceed through the winners bracket. Your next matchup will be against me in what I believe is technically the quarterfinal of the winners bracket.
Oh, is it the quarterfinals?
Yep, so I'm looking forward to that. You know, a good chance to cut my teeth against someone who I consider one of my better friends in the Randomizer community.
Thank you. Oh, so I'm totally just gonna say I made it to the quarterfinals, even though I just won once. It's gonna sound really impressive that way.
Hey, you got to take what you can get.
Exactly.
But no, considering how recently you picked this up, that was a very good performance, and some of the skips you pulled off there were amazing to watch.
Oh, thank you. I watched, I learned from the best, and I practiced a bit. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that was very well done. What was that, a 215 on a pretty mean seed? That's no joke.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Thank you. Very much appreciated. You guys would probably know much better than I if it's actually a good time or not, so thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, I think my time in my race last week was a 213, so yeah, not that far off.
Alrighty, I will take it.
And mine was an Omen seed rather than a Magus Castle seed, but they're probably pretty equivalent in time.
Yeah,
So,
probably.
when you saw that new shop, how sad were you didn't have Chrono?
I found a rainbow in the stupid Genodome. I was sad I didn't have Chrono. Actually, I was sad I didn't have Chrono from the beginning when I looked in the jerky spot to, hope for some wonderful gear, and it was a swallow sword. I was like, oh, you know what? I don't care if I get Chrono. Let's see if I get Chrono. Nope. No, Chrono. Of course he's nowhere to be found.
I forgot about that swallow. Yep.
It feels like a week ago.
You guys are telling me.
Between your battle with the soft lock and Boozewizard's unfortunate contest with the buffer boss, it's been an eventful run.
Oh, has it? Oh man. Well, this will be an eventful VOD to watch then.
I mean, you could watch it, but then you'd have to listen to me for 2.5 hours, so...
If you want to subject yourself to that, yeah.
I'll just drink a few before then. It'll be fine.
You mean you haven't done that already?
I'll drink a few extra.
Nice. Okay, last thing I want to ask you. How did you feel when you got to the Aussie fight? Crystal Aussie, and you saw that it was dropping Megalixirs?
I was like, wow, you know what? Finally, we're catching a break. Oh, I was so happy. I was a little upset that I couldn't use all of them, but you know what? I was so happy to see them. It was amazing.
So,
I almost cried tears of joy.
A little bit
Just
of bonus.
chugging them for fun.
A little bit of bonus information for you. Boozewizard did the King's Trial and got the Chrono Trigger from it.
Oh, did he? So that means... What does that mean?
Nothing to you, because
So
neither of you
nothing
found
at
the
all.
clone.
Nope. Where was Gatekeep then?
Do you really want to know the answer to that?
Oh, do I want to know the answer to that? Oh,
It's in
it was
one of
Behind
two
Desert,
places.
wasn't it?
No. No, the
not
gate
Behind
key
Desert?
was in best location. It was at Mount Woe.
Oh, of course it was in Mount Woe. It's always in Mount Woe. I feel so jealous of people that start with Gate Key in like the snail shop or the carpenter spot. I'm
I
jealous.
don't know what you're talking about. You could be talking about anyone right now.
I'm talking about pretty much anyone but me. If I get a gate key first, you're gonna see me just stand there for 15 seconds trying to figure out what to do next. Because I don't know.
You should stop using all of your luck in the Worlds Collide runs in the auction house. It's simple.
Well, alright. I guess that's fair. That is fair.
So, meanwhile, Booz has finished the shell. Killing the shell caused the buffer boss to attack again, and now he's on Inner Lavos.
So, any closing comments from you, Xelpher?
No, just thank you guys for the restream and letting this happen. Thank you to the creator. I think on Twitch is Raster Cecil. This is a lot of fun. And let's just keep on going. Let's see what happens. Thank you.
Alright, thanks for coming in. GG again. And I'll see you in the next
Thank
round.
you.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
So yeah, Boozewizard and the Buffer Boss versus Inner Lavos.
And just recently, it looks like we had the JOT command run that has the link to both our Discord and the latest release of the Randomizer. If you're watching this and thinking, "Hey, I want to get in on this. I want to try this out myself," feel free to stop on by, download the Randomizer, hop into Discord, and ask any questions you may have. Great community.
So, to those wanting to fill in the blanks, now that obviously Boozewizard is merrily fighting Lavos, the key items we have not acquired. Gate Key was at Mount Woe. Dreamstone was the Moonstone check. Tools were in the Reptide lair. And the desert contained the clone.
Ooh.
So
theoretically, they could have had Omen go mode with
yes,
just the desert check.
without doing, if
and
they
not-
hadn't done Magus Castle and done the desert instead, they could have had Omen go mode.
Interesting. I'm not sure which would have been faster.
Robo
Yeah,
was
Robo
indeed in
was in
Foxborough.
Burrow.
I mean, on the one
Yeah.
hand, Magus Castle and Lavos may be faster. In fact, no, sorry, Omen may be faster, but this route got them 4 Megalixirs. I know my choice. Anyway, Inner Lavos goes down for Boozewizard.
And on to the core.
Maybe.
Let's see if he hits the menu glitch.
On the plus side, with all this buffering, his black screen window is going to be very, very big. Wait, that's not how that works, is it?
If only. But yeah, the time to hit it is coming up pretty soon, so screen fades now.
No menu
Basically-
glitch.
No menu glitch. But yeah, you see right before this starts and the screen fades out to full black, you've got just a couple of frame window in there to press and hold your menu button.
So, if you're Boozewizard with this party and this battle, how are you feeling about your chances, do you think?
Ooh. That's a good question. So he's running very, very high magic damage. He's running the full mage party right now. So taking out the left bit would be somewhat tricky. At this point, you're kind of relying on getting that center bit down as fast as possible and then nuking the right and hoping you don't get hit by any of the really nasty big moves.
Yeah, sounds like a fairly logical one. And obviously,
But you also need...
you can't
Go
do
ahead.
much with the left bit, because even if you were to use, like, low AoE or single target magic attack, it absorbs all the elements.
Yeah, so that left bit, unless you have someone who can do physical damage, really you can't hurt it too much. That was kind of nasty. He has no status protection on right now, and whole party got either chaosed or put to sleep.
Yep, time for a nap.
No, Evil Star. At least, I mean, the one benefit of this move, it can't kill you. The drawback, well, now all your characters have half health.
quick shout out to the Evil Star attack, which quite clearly summons a moon.
It's confused. Ooh.
This not
Yeah,
looking good for Booze.
This is looking rough. He has life too. He can come back, but Lavos is one of those fights where once it gets a little out of your control, it becomes harder and harder to regain control and get back in the fight. Mega Elixirs help.
As does taking down one of the parts to give you some breathing space.
Mm-hmm. As does apparently having enough defense on Marl to survive that hit.
Barely.
Barely.
Survive is a strong word.
Hey, she survived enough to get the life 2 off.
And yeah, it looks like Boozewizard going for taking out any part of this that he can, just to reduce that incoming damage a little bit.
Yeah,
And that's bad.
Dreamless.
That's
going
to hurt.
Dreamless being Lavos' strongest magic attack.
Boozewizard has forfeited from the race, apparently. We're a little bit behind on the feed because buffering issues. And yeah, we can see it there. That is a shame.
That is unfortunate. Yeah, this is a very, very strong party. You can put a lot of damage out very quickly. The one problem is it's also a bit of a squishy party, so it can be a little bit hard to recover if things start to go bad. Which I think is what we saw there. Lavos was a bit mean. He started taking people out early, and it just got rough at the end there.
King's Trial. That's what did it.
Hey, Booze.
Hey, Booze.
Yeah.
So, your thoughts. What did you think of the seed?
It wasn't a fun one. And, yeah, King's Trial is what did me in.
Yeah, you went King's Trial. I think Xelpher went to Giant's Claw.
Mm-hmm.
So then you had to kind of play catch up after that.
Oh, it was as soon as I saw the pendant Giant's Claw, I knew I was behind.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was rough.
There was no guarantee that you would have stayed behind, of course, because we all know Lavos. If Lavos wants to interfere, he's going to, as unfortunately you just found out firsthand. But even despite that, it was still a very good run.
I dropped my my battle speed there, which I usually do once I get to inner.
Yeah.
Oh, is your battle speed still up?
Yep.
Even without that, though, it was a very good run.
It was a good run.
There's the issue of my stream kept dying on me during the last, 20 minutes there.
Yeah, that was unfortunate to see.
And that made no sense, because that problem shouldn't even be coming up. But it's all good. I'll be up against, I think, Jay.
Yeah, you'll be up against J Chalk next, and the winner of that will go on to face Dr. Cossack.
Alright.
So you're not out of it yet, of course. Everybody gets at least 2 chances in this tournament, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get these things shut down. But yeah, I mean, oof. Not a great seed, and yeah, if I didn't do King's Trial, could have been a lot better off.
Yeah, any Magus Castle seed, is going to be a bit of a rough one.
Yeah.
There were some highlights. For example, the Mega Elixirs from the Aussie fight.
Yeah. I mean, they were nice, but I had 30 lapises.
You were also getting
that's true.
lapises from the Aussie fight.
There were lapses everywhere.
Yeah.
No, it's a shame about the outcome, but it was a great race to watch, and I'm sure everybody in chat loved it, and will go and follow you.
Yeah, that was a great run. Thank you for racing. Thank you for putting that on.
Yeah, no problem. Fun time.
Any last comments from me then, Booze?
Oh, we're all good. I will see y'all for the next race.
Alright, thanks again, and we'll catch you next time.
Alright,
Thanks.
good one, folks.
You too.
So, we have reached the end of the race. Let's have a little quick chat about some upcoming things on Randomania, shall we? As I reach for the calendar.
So what do we have coming up next?
The next main event on Randomania is on Thursday at 8 PM Eastern Time. That is an exhibition race for Final Fantasy V Career Day. A randomizer that I'm sure not many of you will have seen, but is actually really fun and quite good to watch. Definitely check that out if you have the time. On Friday, we have the next tournament race between Rasta Cecil, not his Discord name, and SP Ridley. That will be very fun to watch. Obviously, Cecil, the creator of Jets of Time. So that's going to be very worth a watch, I think.
Oh yeah.
Following that, we have the Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise Enterprise? Pies. The Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise weekly race. On Saturday, we have the Worlds Collide weekly race for Final Fantasy VI. On Sunday, we have the Chrono Trigger Jets of Time weekly race that I haven't booked yet, at 7 PM Eastern Time. And then we move on. However, there is one big thing I want to plug coming up, I think. Starting, as you may see on your screen right now, at the end of the month, Randomania are putting on an event called the Tournaments of Hope. Will be... didn't work on the restream, did it? No, okay. F's in chat. There will be a bunch of mini tournaments for a bunch of different randomizers. More information on that will come in the near future, but we'll be raising a little bit of money for charity, so definitely come along and check some of those out. I know we're getting involved, Jets of Time, and I know Worlds Collide are getting involved as well, and a bunch of other things, so it should be interesting.
Yeah, I want to say I saw something in the Dragon Warrior Discord. They might be getting involved in that as well.
They are indeed.
So, yeah, should be fun.
Anyway, any closing comments from you, Mr. Angerel?
No, just again, thank you everyone for coming to watch this. It was a lot of fun, and if you want to give this a try yourself, go ahead and get the link in chat there. Feel free to drop by our Discord and give us a shout out and give the game a try. Be glad to have you.
And a very big personal thank you from me for stepping in at the last moment to mean I didn't have to spend the last 2 3/4 hours alone. Much appreciated. Your company is always welcome.
It got me out of work.
That's the spirit. Well then, I think it's about time we said a good night. So, thank you very much for watching everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.